welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Here in this channel we talk about relaxed hair care, hair growth tips, protective styling, and so much more concerning the hair topic in general. So if you know you're interested in this type of content, please consider subscribing to join the family. So today's video was actually a requested video, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys some hair growth tips and some things to avoid while on your hair journey. So without further ado, we are just going to get started. The first thing I'm going to be talking about, I know if you've been following me, you probably be expecting protective styling, but no, that's not the first thing I'm going to be talking about. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about in this video is choose the right products. Your products can make or break your hair. Choosing the right product can actually take your hair journey on another level, and using the wrong products can actually turn your hair journey that has been flawless for the past 10 years into a disaster. It literally takes just one product to ruin your entire hair journey. I don't know how I can emphasize this point enough, but choosing the right product is actually very, very crucial in your hair care routine, in your hair regimen, whatever you want to do. Before you pick a particular product for your hair, make sure you research about that product, make sure it's compatible with your hair, and don't choose it simply because someone with hip length hair or tailbone length hair is using the same product. Every hair has different needs, different hair has different needs. What you use for high porosity hair may actually break your hair if you have low porosity hair. What you use for a hair type that is not protein sensitive may break your hair if you use the same product on your hair that is protein sensitive. For example, I may have tailbone length hair and almost all my products are from the Profectiv Mega Growth line, but if you decide to use that on your hair and you have protein sensitive hair, your hair may not come down well with it, because almost all the products from the Profectiv Mega Growth line has protein. So if you have protein sensitive hair, instead of giving your hair strength and moisturizing your hair, it may actually break your hair. So I've made different videos on my channel where I talked about how to choose the right product to choose if you have low porosity hair, product for high porosity hair, what you should do and shouldn't do if you have low or high porosity hair, and products to use if you have either protein sensitive hair or not. So you can check out those videos if you are interested. So choosing the right product is actually very, very important. Now the next thing I'm going to be talking about is low manipulation or protective styling. I know if you've been following me, you would have been expecting this as to number one. There is literally no video on my channel, okay, let me say in almost all the videos on my channel I talk about protective styling, and that is because it has been one of the major things that helped me grow my hair to almost tailbone length. So I can't stress this enough. I don't think there's anything as important as protective styling in my hair regimen or low manipulation. Products help, moisturizing helps, conditioning helps, but prevention is always better than cure. When it comes to getting longer hair, the problem is with your ends, not with the hair from the roots. Your hair is always growing. The problem is with length retention, which means if your hair is breaking more than is growing, or if it's breaking at the same rate at which it grows, you are not going to see longer hair. So in order to prevent this, I always advocate for protective styles that take care of your ends, that tuck your ends away. There's a big difference between protective styles and low manipulation styles. Low manipulation styles may not necessarily target your ends, but protective styles always target your ends. The key of protective styles is to protect your ends and to prevent your ends from breaking. The benefit of low manipulation styles, just like it says, is to prevent low manipulation. The less you manipulate your hair, the less likely it is for it to break. So both of them have their different benefits, they have their different pros and cons. So I've talked about protective styles a lot in almost all my videos, so I'm not going to dwell on it further than this. So let's just move on to the next step. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is know when to leave your hair alone. Yes, I always talk about protective styles, low manipulation styles, leave your hair alone. Your hair will flourish when you leave it alone, but know when to leave your hair alone. Okay, that's why I always say one of the most important things when it comes to your hair journey and your hair care routine and all that is to always listen to your hair, observe your hair, pay attention to your hair, spend time with your hair, because when you do all these things, you know when to do the right thing to your hair, when your hair needs a particular thing. It's not when your hair is crying for a moisturizing routine or a wash that you decide to leave it alone because you want to incorporate low manipulation into your hair care, or you want to leave your hair in a protective style for longer than necessary, there are times when dealing with your hair, that's when tackling your hair, is actually necessary. It's not every time you leave your hair alone. For example, for someone like me that loves leaving my hair in long-term protective styles for as long as 4 months, I may decide to insert protective style today and intend to carry it for 4 months because I've been doing it for 4 months successfully, and I say I want to leave my hair alone. I don't want to do anything to my hair so that my hair can flourish. But if I notice that my hair is getting more tangled than usual, if I notice that I'm getting knots that I've never gotten before at the roots, I will not just ignore it and say my hair has been doing fine, I've been leaving my hair in long-term protective styles for 4 months, so I'm just going to leave my hair alone. Regardless of the knots, my hair is going to come out fine. That's not how it works. That's why it's very important to always observe your hair. I always pay close attention to my hair even when in long-term protective styles. I don't just dump my hair protective styles and forget about it. I examine the roots, I examine how moisturized it feels, and it's when I do that that I notice when my hair gets dry and I decide to go into moisturize and seal. Sometimes I may have decided to carry my hair for a 4 months protective style and may have decided to wash after taking down that 4 months protective style before my next protective style. But in between that 4 months protective style, if I notice that cleaning my hair with just methylated spirits and contour is not going to get the job done and I really need to get a wash, I may just go in 2 months, take the protective style down, wash my hair and install another protective style. So always know when to leave your hair alone. It's not a hard and fast rule that you must leave your protective styles in for 4 months, or you must put your hair in low manipulation styles for 2 weeks straight without doing anything to your hair. Always observe your hair and know when it needs something and when it's asking for something. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is have hair goals. If you don't have hair goals, I really don't know what you are aiming for in your hair journey, unless you are satisfied with your current hair length and all what you want is just to maintain your current length. But even maintaining your current length is a goal, because if you want to maintain your current length and then your hair is getting shorter than what you want, that is no longer in line with what you want. So have hair goals. When you have hair goals, it gives you like an idea how to go about it, how your regimen is going to look like. If I want to maintain my current length, I may not use the same regimen I'm going to use if I want to grow a longer hair. So having hair goals is going to determine a lot of things. It's going to determine your type of protective styles, your relaxer stretches, the type of products you are going to use, how frequently you are going to be getting your trims, your hair care products, almost everything. So always have hair goals and have realistic hair goals. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is develop a regimen. Everything, all your hair care routine, moisturizing, conditioning, trimming, your washes, protective style, everything is supposed to come under a regimen. You don't just wake up one day and say, okay, today I just feel like putting my hair in a protective style, then tomorrow you say I feel like taking my hair down from this protective style, or you just wake up and say today I just feel like chopping off 2 inches out of my hair. No, have a regimen, develop a regimen. If you notice, I've always had a hair regimen in my hair journey. It may not be the same regimen, I may have made a few modifications along the way, but I always had a regimen. So your regimen may not revolve around protective styling and relaxer stretches like mine, but have a regimen that works for your hair. So develop a regimen that will work for your hair. You may not just wake up one morning and get it on your first trial. I have experimented with different regimens and found the one that worked for my hair. So experiment. It may take more than one trial for you to know the regimen that is compatible with your hair, but along the way you are going to learn more, you are going to get to know your hair better, you are going to know what your hair needs more. So always have a regimen. Now, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is be consistent. After developing a regimen, be consistent with that regimen. Not that you make a plan, draw out a regimen, and then maybe after doing that for 2 months or 3 months, you get tired and feel like switching to something else. So don't use a regimen for like 1 month and feel like it's not working for you and then decide to switch to a different regimen. unless the results you are getting are extremely bad, like you're actually seeing visible negative results. Before I'll say a regimen is not working, at least for me, I must have stuck with that regimen for at least between 4 to 6 months. But anything other than that, you are just jumping from regimens to regimens. If you try one regimen for 1 month and you don't see a result, then jump to another regimen the next month. When your hair eventually grows, how are you going to know the one that worked for you? Because if you're not consistent with one regimen and keep jumping from one regimen to another in different months, when you eventually see results at the end of the year, you are not going to know which of the 12 regimens you used during the 12 months actually grew your hair. So be consistent with a particular regimen for a particular period of time, and if you don't notice any positive results after that period, before you decide to switch to a different regimen. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is always examine your hair, and I think I've talked about this previously a little in this video. Always examine your hair, observe your hair. I don't expect you to buy a product to use for your hair, and after using that product on your hair, you go ahead and continue using that product even when you see that the product is breaking your hair, simply because someone else online used that product and it made her hair flourish. Like I said, the same product may have different results on different hair types, irrespective of the fact that you're going to research about the product before you buy it. When you use a product on your hair, examine the effect, not just the product. When you develop and execute a new regimen on your hair, always observe the effect it's going to have on your hair. Even when it comes to relaxers and you've not used the relaxer before, you see on the relaxer kit or in the manual, it's usually written that you do a strand test before you eventually go in to relax your hair, and that's because observation, examination is very important. If you use the thing once, twice, thrice, and you see that it's actually having negative results on your hair and damaging your hair, stop using that thing, irrespective of the fact that someone else used the product and all the regimen and it worked well for her. So that's why I may be leaving a protective style on my hair for as long as 4 months, and after the 4 months my hair comes out fine. You may do the same thing and your hair may break. That does not mean that you continue doing it just because I am doing it. Every regimen, every hair care, every routine, everything, every hair care practice should be individualized according to your hair needs. If everyone's hair is the same, then there will be no need to develop a regimen. Everyone will just be using a laid down standard regimen, but it's not like that. Everyone's hair is different, so you have to develop your regimen for your hair yourself according to your hair needs, hair wants. So I noticed this video is getting too long already. Funny me, I thought everything would be able to enter into this video, like the whole 22 tips, but I don't know how many tips have I mentioned. So I realized I've just mentioned 7 tips. We have like 15 more tips to go. Wow. So I definitely have to make a part 2 of this video. So if you watched this video this far and you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here and aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing to join the family, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So yeah guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for the part 2 and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.